right, guys. So today we're going to be having our sixth podcast, and we have with us a very esteemed colleague of mine, Theodosia. So please, give a shout out and let's know more about you to our guests, our fans out there.
I'm Theodosia. I'm an employee of PwC. I'm in TRS, corporate compliance. I'm working for almost 18 years for the company.
Props.
I used to be an active member of the Green Party in Cyprus, and now I'm a lover of the mountain.
Great. So that brings us to, while we're here today, and the topic of the podcast today is, exiting our comfort zones and actually conquering ourselves. Now, mentioning what you're saying about mountaineering, that's a really, really interesting take because we're, for our fans out there, our viewers, we're going to deep dive into this a little bit and, see where the rabbit hole takes us to, okay? So, for starters, how did you get into the whole, outdoor activity with regards to mountain climbing and hiking?
I was just hiking in Cyprus. Accidentally, I was elected as treasurer of the hiking club of Nicosia. I was good in financial, so
PwC, shout out.
So they elected me.
Yeah.
But because of the position in the council, I had to learn all the trails in Cyprus and maybe find out new ones.
Mm-hmm.
So I entered the world of mountains in Cyprus.
Yeah.
I tried to be better. I got an opportunity from the Federation of Cyprus for a course regarding mountaineering leaders.
Yeah.
This was organized with a collaboration of a International Federation of Mountaineering.
Mm-hmm.
So I became more expert and got out of my comfort zone of just hiking in Cyprus.
All right. So having all these whole things happen, and usually many things that happen to us in life, it's pretty much a journey, right? So when did it actually become a passion of yours?
I'm not sure, but when I went to Everest Base Camp for trekking,
mm-hmm.
I feel that there is a place there. The scenery was magnificent.
Yeah.
And I was thinking that I don't want anymore to struggle when there is a difficult trail.
Yeah.
I want to get better, more strong. And I start training since 2018,
mm-hmm.
19. I start a big training, but the big started in 2022.
Wow.
When I done a course of mountaineering in Cyprus,
mm-hmm.
and I wanted to do some more course and be ready in order to go to high mountains.
Nice.
I have been to Kilimanjaro. I tried Merabik in Nepal. I went to Chamonix for training in France,
mm-hmm.
in Italian Alps.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to get better in order to go to some other peaks.
All right. Okay. Now you've talked a little bit about the scenery and so many great places. I can't even mention those names. They sound a little bit complicated. Now, from all of these, which one of these peaks and mountains have you've been to? Which one of these is the most breathtaking, the most fascinating one you've seen so far?
I think Alps are very magnificent. They are not so high.
Okay.
Like the mountains in Nepal, but they are more technical. So I'm challenging now myself to become more capable in order to climb technical mountains.
Mm-hmm.
And also even crossing Troodos when there is a snow is so beautiful. So when you see your country
mm-hmm.
with the snow,
mm-hmm.
you understand that it's so beautiful and so different. You can go for swimming, and in the same day you can go to Theodosia for skiing or for climbing the mountains with the snow.
That's great.
That's Cyprus.
Great. Okay, I mean, and living in Cyprus, is one of those amazing things that at times the beauty of the country we understate it or we take it for granted, but it's really a very beautiful place. Now you were talking about the Swiss Alps and stuff like that. So for our viewers out there, at some point towards the end of the pod, we'll be showing some amazing pictures that Theodosia has taken, and trust me, I couldn't just imagine myself be there because it takes too much work, right, to get there. So how do you prepare yourself for actually taking part in these activities?
I study the mountains.
Yeah.
I see some videos from people going there in the past. I discuss it with friends that are good in mountaineering. We have some very good mountaineer guys in Cyprus. They are my friends. I met them and we are friends. And I try to train myself. I have studied how you can train in Cyprus, where we don't have high mountains. I found a way, and every weekend I go to the mountains.
Yeah.
And especially when I have an expedition.
Yes.
I train every day. I'm doing training every day.
All right.
I'm running, and I'm doing some extra exercise in the gym.
Okay, not me. Okay, so now having said that, what obstacles or fears did you have to overcome? Because one thing hiking on the mountains, which I think at times when you go really high it becomes a little bit scary. Yes. And also you're into climbing, but we'll dive into that a little bit later. So what fears did you have to overcome? Because I understand you need to have a certain kind of mindset, not just physically getting yourself ready, like training and doing exercise and stuff like that, but what fears did you have to overcome personally to be able to really do these?
I don't have any fears.
All right.
Okay.
She's made of steel, guys.
Yes, I can go out from my comfort zone easily. And nice. But I had some problems with altitude sickness when I went to Everest Base Camp, and I was thinking that my organization cannot accept this.
Yeah.
How can I say it?
So your organs were like reacting to it.
And I was very worried about this. When I went to Kilimanjaro, I got over it. I went very quickly up to the top, so I understand that there is no issue.
All right.
And the only thing that creates a problem is when we are hiring a guide that is not so good, and the acclimatization process is not going well. So I learn from my mistakes, and now I can calculate how many days I need for each mountain.
All right.
And I'm more careful when I'm choosing guides and companies for the climbing. Okay,
now I'm going to ask you just two questions that spin off of what you've just said. One of the things that you mentioned was, when you climbed one of the mountains, your organs kind of reacted to
there is an altitude sickness.
How can you describe that in terms like how do we understand if I decide to go on a mountain climbing expedition, let's say, and I want to anticipate what's going to happen to me? What kind of symptoms do you feel when you have?
You cannot sleep. You have a headache. You cannot eat. You eat less. But it is important in the mountains.
So that means if you want to lose weight, then that's a good way to go about it, right?
No, it's not good because you need a lot of energy when you're climbing uphill and when you are at high altitude.
Yeah.
So it's a problem, and you have to go down immediately in order to recover. And when you have an altitude sickness.
And when you say down, what distance are we talking about?
Maybe 500 meters downhill or 1,000 meters downhill in order to get better.
Have you ever seen any animals when you're like a bear or a polar bear or something like that?
No, not far. Bear. Not yet. Not yet.
Do you have something to protect yourself with in case you see an animal like that? I mean, what would be your first reaction? What would you do? Let's say you're climbing up the mountains and then all of a sudden you just see a huge polar bear coming. What would
I
you
think
do?
you have to stand without not moving, and the bear will go away.
Knock on wood. Hopefully that happens. Nice. So do you have any strategies in mind when you're climbing mountains that you think will be more effective? Because, most of the people watching will, want to get started from base one. And so you're a novice. And it's good to know if you have any techniques or special things you should consider when you're going to be climbing.
I think the most important is to trust yourself. Go slowly. Just limit the breaks, and you can do it. You must believe in yourself. This is the most important. Get out of your comfort zone.
And the mental game.
And the
right?
mental, yes. You must be sure that you will do it. It's not a problem if you not manage to do it. You are learning from your mistakes, and you go again.
That's true. So it's not the amount of times you fall that matters. It's how many times you get back up, right?
And from my experience, I must say that even the failures are a success because you are learning.
Yeah. So the only way is you keep getting better than your previous self.
And it's not just the peak. It's not just the summit. It's the whole procedure. Get prepared. Go there. Meet people. See the scenery.
Yeah.
If the mountain is good enough with you and let you go to the summit, it's okay.
That's a cherry on the top.
Yeah.
It's like Ithaca, right? That thing they say, it's the Greek stuff where, it's not, the destination is the journey that counts.
Yes.
And living in the moment, living present, and really, appreciating and taking in all the beauty that nature has to offer.
Yes.
So that's really awesome. Well, since we're talking about environment and stuff now, let's look at the community. Do you have a community of, say, hikers, groups, and places where...
Yes, there is a big community of hikers and climbers in Cyprus. And they are well organized. And they are trying to protect their rights. Because the rocks in Cyprus, they are sometimes are not so well protected.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people doing rock climbing, but not enough people doing mountaineering, because rock climbing is the second step after hiking. You do hiking, rock climbing, and then you do mountaineering.
And you do all these as well, okay?
I'm trying to go to mountaineering. I started rock climbing last year, and I will improve myself in order to be better mountaineering.
All right, okay. Now, and we'll definitely touch on that and dig in deeper. So, of all these things, what would you say you feel personally has been your biggest achievement with regards to mountain climbing and hiking?
I think the change of my mindset. The fact that I have persuaded myself that I can do anything I want if I train enough, if I believe in it, and you can do it. Sure, you can do it.
Yeah.
You can go out of your comfort zone, and if you have a program, if you want it, you can do it.
All right.
And this is the most important for me. The mountains can give you the freedom when you are. See the scenery, freedom in mind and soul.
Oh, that's sweet. So that means you definitely will be getting some form of inspiration from. So what really inspires you to do what you do? Where's your source?
The most important for me is the fact that I can be free when I'm climbing. And I meet a lot of people that they encourage me. And I'm sure there are a lot of people that if they try this, they will love it.
Yeah. So guys out there, make sure you give it a shot. And who knows, you just might be the next Theodosia traveling around the world. You mentioned, trying to go on Pentadactylon with a group of friends.
Yes.
So I would imagine you have a bunch of people around you that you do this together, like
Yes.
a little circle. How diverse is that group in itself? How different are you, not just with regards to your race, but maybe your personality and your sex and your perceptions about life? How diverse is that group?
It's not so diverse, I must say.
All right, that's fine as well.
There are mostly women.
Shout out to the women.
Mostly
Can you hear
women
that?
hikers.
That's awesome.
I have 2-3 friends that support me, and when I want to do training, they're coming with me, either with rock climbing or
Yeah.
they support me. And I have a personal training, one of my friends.
So you get a discount on personal training.
Yeah, it's very important. You find the right person
Right.
around you in order to support.
Now, you have your community, you have your group of friends that you guys go climbing together. Now, have you ever really had, a case where you noticed something that was not, let's say ethical or not fair, and you had to say, stand up for someone or something, or speak out about something?
Sometimes when I was a leader as a woman in the hiking club, there were some questions, and people were not believing that I can manage to do the leading of the group.
Yeah.
But I can stand for myself, and there were some friends also standing for me.
Oh, nice. If I was there, I'll definitely stand for you, for sure.
Okay,
You have
okay.
my vote. So
Now
that's-
I feel more, capable, and I feel that I can do it. There is no issue.
Yeah.
And if there are some regulations when you are hiking, you have to stay behind the leader. You have to speak when you go out out of the trail.
Mhm.
I try to educate people,
Yeah.
respect the environment, leave no trace.
Hmm.
There are important things.
And now you've so in doing all these, I think one of the key attributes that stands out to me is you have to kind of not just be a leader of people, but be a leader of yourself, like to be able to lead yourself to do things that you need to do to be in a good space and position to be able to actually do mountain climbing.
Yes, yes.
Have you had any other significant barriers or things you felt as a person you had to develop to build and become this person you are today?
I think mental health is very important. So you must be the mindfulness. You must be more. You must be ready to overcome all obstacles.
Mhm.
And if there is an issue, you must be calm.
Mm-hmm.
Train yourself that there will be a problem, but we can solve it.
Yeah. Now, is there any woman in the world today that has really achieved something great in the space of mountain climbing?
Recently, Christine Harila has climbed all the 8,000 peaks in the world.
Wow.
In 3 months and 1 day. And it's the first person, not only the woman, that has done this very quickly
That's interesting.
with one Sherpa.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes.
That's amazing. So she's not just the first lady to do it, she's the first person to have
Yes,
done it.
yes.
So
So quickly.
So that's no excuse that it shows that it's not really about being a man or woman. It's more about having the right mindset
Yes.
and going out there and really achieving those things. Do we have any notable Cypriot persons who has really contributed in the space of mountain hiking and climbing in Cyprus?
George Andreu is the first man the first Cypriot that went to Everest base camp, to Everest.
Yeah.
And also a lady, Natalie Christopher, has created an organization, Cyprus Girls Camp, who has promoted all the participation of Cypriot women
Yeah.
in all the sports.
Wow. And these people are still very active today, I assume?
Unfortunately, Natalie passed away some years ago in Ikaria, but the organization is not working so well after Natalie. we will try to
revive it.
Yes.
Yes. So I'm gonna make sure, like in 2 years' time from now, I'll reach out to you and ask you how the organization is going. But it's a really amazing thing that, you know, even though, you know, you get to inspire one person, you know, to pick up something healthy and to do something and lead the others. I think that's a great way to go. So do you have any inspiring stories that you've something maybe you've watched or something you saw that inspired you and continue, say, till today to inspire you to give more to this?
I'm not sure about it. I don't have any inspiring.
You probably inspire yourself.
No. I have watched some movies regarding Everest climbing and going to Everest of the Greek team that went in 2004.
Yeah.
Also, I saw the movie of George Andre when he went to Everest. It's interesting.
All right.
It's interesting, and also you understand how much struggle was there for going up. It's not so simple.
So that might scare me if I watch it. So maybe I shouldn't watch it until I start climbing a few mountains, and then I'll just go little by little and creep in on that.
That's interesting. So yeah, thank you so much for your time. I believe that, you know, the message you're sending out there, it's really important.
Yeah.
And this is one of those things that it's not just what you say, it's what you do. So you're actually leading by example and being a better version of yourself. So do you have any competition in mind?
Any competition?
Yeah.
No. There is no competition. The competition is only with myself. I compare myself with what I done last year, for example.
And you keep going up.
I try.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It's very important.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So Theodosia, thank you so much. We'll be sharing the videos with you guys and pictures rather, and enjoy the breathtaking views. You've been to some amazing places, so I hope I'll probably be able to go to 1 or 2 of those. But definitely before I do that, I'll give you a call.
Okay.
I'll reach out and you give me some more detailed tips.
Anytime.
All right, love. Take good care.
Okay.
Stay strong.
Thank you.
Be good. Cheers.
Thank you.